Welcome back for another episode. What we got going on today is we're gonna see how far we can get on building the retaining wall right into this section. Got this material, got some gravel out in the yard and some perf pipe gonna try to throw in the back for drainage, and then we're gonna slope, hopefully get to sloping the rest of this off on the side.
game. It's a rich thing.
All right, so we just got done finished and building the wall. We're gonna give a little bit of a look behind at the dead men and stuff that we had done on both sides. There's also one over there, but the wall's looking really good. Give a little perspective here. All right, so it's about 2 weeks later from when we ended up wrapping up the retaining wall. The whole retaining wall process ended up taking about a little over a month and a half. We had the initial first 2 days. The first day we did the excavation. The second day we started on the retaining wall. And the first, probably want to say 7 hours of the second day was really just getting these bottom pieces completely level and where we wanted them so that the stairs were in the proper position. We had moved it back a little bit farther so that I could get some more room in the backyard here. We have like, I don't know, I want to say, I probably ought to measure, but somewhere like 18 feet worth of yard now that we didn't have before. But I I didn't end up, the first day was kind of frustrating with just not having all the tools that I needed and everything on hand. So I ended up forgetting about the time lapse over there. So that's why we kind of cut back and we were somewhere, you know, around this level right here on this side, I want to say, and a little bit, you know, this wall had went up and down probably 2 or 3 times because I ended up building it up to about here, and I didn't like, you know, it was still pretty solid, but it wasn't, you know, as solid as I would like it, right? So we came back, we tore it down to here, we ended up putting another dead man in back there, and as we came up here we put another dead man in up here. We also added one over there and another one up there just to kind of strengthen it all up. And then once we added the stairs here, it really kind of brought the structural rigidity of it up quite a bit. So you know, if the footage looks a little bit all over the place, you know, it's just because we were doing this on kind of such a wide time span. When we had the excavator the first day, I didn't end up filming it, but I came through here and I kind of knocked this ridge down. This ridge kind of was right along where this wall was, so we got that a little bit sloped down so you can at least work it later on, and if that's what we want to do, which is probably what we'll do, is end up hopefully planting some grass or put some seed down through here by the end of the year, or by winter I should say. Eventually this side of the wall was a little bit of an afterthought, how we were going to cap it off. So what we've kind of come up with, what I'm wanting to do is we'll end up cutting this flush, and then I want to get either some big rocks to kind of cap this off, or end up building like a smaller rock and mortar wall right there to kind of cap that off for now. And we've just been doing a bunch of other work around the property here recently, over the past couple weeks. Ended up taking one vacation with the family to go up hiking and camping. Got rid of all the wood here in the front yard the other day. And then one thing we did before we sent the second skid steer back was we came through here. We got rid of the pile of dirt that we had for the retaining wall. We somewhat got the gravel all spread out as best I could with limited time, but we came through here and leveled it out good enough to where I could drive my trailer in and out of here, and kind of spread this out so then once we plow snow we can kind of push through here as much as we want. This originally all through here was just really big hills. You couldn't really walk through here, or let alone get a vehicle through here. We had some smaller trees through there, and then a bunch of dead trees from when we had bought the property up there. So that's just kind of a one thing we also did with the second skid steer is we came through here and flattened the yard out as best we could, so that when we come through with the rototiller and throw some seed down, we'll be able to do that a little bit easier now. So hopefully this video isn't too long. There's a bunch of kind of random footage that we're going to be piecing together. Hopefully it shows a good picture of, you know, the progress of the retaining wall. Like I said, the first part of it, the most important part, is getting the bottom level, these bottom pieces level. That'll kind of set the, you know, how the rest of the retaining wall is going to go. So thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in. If you like what you see, please go ahead and like and subscribe to the video.